Well, hi everybody. My name's Steve Zackley. I'm the co-founder of Local for You, and I've also got Steve Woodison, the other co-founder of Local for You. And on this episode, we want to talk about our experience that we had with Uber Eats. So, Steve, what a good experience that was.
Yeah, look, we were sitting here at lunchtime and thought, hey, look, let's get Uber Eats and decide what that whole experience is from start to go. So here we've got our Uber Eats bag here that our ice cream came in with just a little short time ago. Yummy ice cream, by the way, down from the Cold Rock.
Cold Rock, and we've got some video that we'll be uploading to our YouTube channel too, so you can check that out by going to the Local for You YouTube channel, which we're going to get up there very shortly. But all in all, it was a pretty good experience, I thought. Let's start off with the actual ordering, Steve. What did you think of the use of the app?
Yeah, it looked pretty simple. The availability of the different types of restaurants was there. I was able to scour through. We decided we were going to get chicken from Nando's, and we did that. It was a very smooth process. The order was confirmed and told us an estimated delivery time, and then obviously we get to watch the little cartoon car drive around on the map till eventually got to our house and got delivered.
We did, and so the app was nice and smooth. So let's go back to the very beginning, Steve. What made you download the Uber Eats app in the very first place? What was it?
Oh, clearly we're in the space, so it's always good to know what is happening amongst in the industry. And why there is a sweeping notion to this model that is providing what we would probably consider, do you have Uber Eats or don't you have Uber Eats in your business? So it's very, very fair for us to kind of have a fair evaluation of how it works compared to the technology that we implement for our customers.
So our whole purpose on purchasing Uber Eats was really to understand the experience of the end user, so the person actually purchasing the food.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so really in this podcast, in this video, vlog class, we're going to be actually, most of it really is from the experience of the actual customer buying it. And so, okay, so you went ahead, you ordered it, you found the app quite easy, easy to get around. The menu was quite simple.
Yep.
To understand. So you placed the order. How did you pay?
Via card. Credit
card, which was already in the system. How much? This is the interesting thing. Okay, how much did the delivery cost you?
$6.95.
$6.95.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So for $6.95, you were able to get your Nando's delivered to you.
Yes.
Let me ask you, when was the last time you had Nando's?
About 2 years.
2 years ago?
Yeah.
Well, that in itself is quite interesting, given that you're not a typical Nando's customer.
Well, you chose it.
Would you have chosen it?
No, probably not. I'm more of a burger man.
Okay. All right.
There was a Bebop-alicious that I was quite keen on.
Okay, so let's talk. Oh, okay. Let's talk about that as far as the app.
Didn't know they existed.
Yeah,
never heard of them. Haven't driven past them. Don't even know where their shop is. But I saw Bebop-alicious and a really nice burger.
Okay. Did you have any thoughts about loyalty to a particular restaurant?
No.
No. So loyalty doesn't seem to be something that you too fussed about.
Not in this exercise, because we're having a look to see what's available, so I guess our mind was open to, well, let's see what we can find that could be something to eat.
Okay, so let me ask you, if you had let's say for example you did get the hamburger from that place and you really, really loved it, next time you go back to Uber Eats, would you go back and order from them again?
Yeah, probably. Or probably with somebody else, because I was going, hey, try this out, let's get a burger. And I'd probably encourage someone else to buy a similar burger so they could share that experience with me. After all, that is what food is about. A lot of people have food to share the experience with somebody else.
Right. So the loyalty. So would you say there's a lot of loyalty by using Uber Eats or no? To a particular restaurant.
I wouldn't know, to be honest.
Just pausing there for a moment, because I'm thinking, if I'm a Thai restaurant and there is 10 other Thai restaurants in my area that's on Uber Eats, what's happening there?
In that scenario, I'd go to one that I know. I'll probably eat comfortable, know that I can trust the quality of their food. If my favourite one wasn't on there and I wanted it delivered and I had no other means to go get it and I probably might try a new one.
Okay, that's interesting.
So what's happened, what also is interesting is Nando's, who we mentioned, is who we ate probably 2 months ago, weren't even in the delivery market. They weren't delivering food to my door. But overnight, with the switch of a button and onloaded onto an app, they're now a viable lunch and dinner time delivery food option in my area. That's something to consider. How overnight, with no capital investment, no hardware, no hiring of new staff, no new systems to put into place, but they were able to implement the opportunity to straight away have a delivery and access a whole new market. And at what cost, and we'll evaluate that in a second. But let's call a chicken. That's what's happened. That's the net reach of what this Uber program has, Uber Eats, for this market.
Yeah. Okay. So let's go back to this whole ordering process that we went through. So you ordered it. It gave you. It told you what time the food would be delivered to your house. Is that right?
Yep.
Do you remember how much? How long?
It was about 35 minutes was the estimated delivery.
Okay, then. And then on the phone, the screen, you were able to see the process happening in real time. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay, then. From a customer's point of view, how important was that to you? Or was it just nice to have?
Oh, I think just more curiosity, and I'm a gadget guy, so it kind of draws my attention. But I think for a lot of people, they just go back to Facebook or Snapchat or Instagram or their YouTube videos that they were watching, and occasionally it'll pop up and update them to where that order was at. But interesting enough, there is no, I guess, alarm or anything like that saying that the customer's there. So if there is a notification, it does pop up on your phone, but I suppose it's traditional like anywhere else. If you don't see that, it's a knock on the door. That person's saying, hey, take the food because I've got to go back and do some more work.
Now what we done is that we actually went through the whole process and mapped the whole lot. So from when he left the restaurant to when he was stuck at the lights to when he come through the lights, was turning left into the street where we are, right out to the very point. And if you go to the video, we'll show you that on the video that we'll be uploading shortly. Right to the point where he's done a U-turn around our street, come in and delivered to us. Now let's talk a little bit about that whole delivery thing. So it's left the restaurant, it's come here, it's arrived here. What did you think about that whole process of it? That food that you ordered 34 minutes ago was actually on your work desk, ready to eat.
Oh, simple and seamless. There was no issue with it. It was very, very friendly, very simple to follow, and got the result. The food was at the door.
What was the condition of the food when it come to you?
Yeah, good. I was only concerned a little bit that one of them was not sealed or any kind of measures taken to ensure the food was not accessed by the driver.
Yep, that's true. Now what? Because we got another delivery after that of ice cream, and how did that differ? The food
that was stapled and secured.
And it was quite interesting too, because it was in an Uber Eats bag, where the original one wasn't in an Uber Eats bag. It was in the restaurant. It was in a Nando's bag. So don't know what happened there. Maybe they didn't have any Uber Eats bags, or I don't know. But the only thing that we didn't have was it stapled together. We didn't know if the guy took some chips. We don't know. We just saw it open with our chips in the bag. Any other thoughts, Steve, about the whole Uber experience that you had today?
I think it's probably important to note that whilst we see that the process is seamless, which is great. If you've invested millions and millions of dollars into a piece of technology, you expect it to work that way. So the experience from a user point of view is great, and I see that ours got charged $6.95. When we talk about Uber versus not having Uber, and the advantage of a restaurant can suddenly become a delivery food company with very little outlay, the true cost starts to be examined when you look at a $30 or $40 or $50 order. If I did the sums correctly, Steve, we bought a $33 item that turned out to be $40. Out of that $40, almost 50% of that transaction goes directly to Uber. 35% charged to the restaurant on the food order, and the $6.95 for the delivery. Okay,
so that's total, everybody listening to this, that's total what we paid for the delivery, which is $6.95, and the 35%, which automatically goes to Uber anyway, which was around about the $15 mark, $16 mark, which is around about the 50%.
Yeah, it was about about $19. But the reality is, so clever as a system that, well, it's great for Uber that almost 50% of that dollar that's spent has gone straight into their pocket, which leaves the restaurant with the other 50 or 53% of that order. Now looking to try and make a profit and sustainable, and the result of that is potentially, we can talk about that in another podcast perhaps, Steve, but it's all about, now is that sustainable for the restaurant? Initially they may start out going, this is 10% or 20% of our business, it's a bonus, it's on top of our normal trade. Now the question is if it became a significant part of their trade without significantly restructuring their business, is that sustainable? News items around, and this is why we wanted to see this experience, because from a customer it's a pleasant and a demanding experience that now is getting traction all around Australia and the world. But what the true cost of this transaction is starting to prove is that some restaurants, it's not now sustainable. They're getting off it. There's many news items talking about this. And so we do see the fallout now of restaurants going, it's not now just 10% or 15% of my trade is on Uber. 50, 60, 70% of my trade is now on Uber or a similar aggregator platform. And I don't know if this is worth now me being in business, because I'm still carrying the true high costs. So what we're seeing, Steve, is that the transition of customer base over to this online environment, as that grows within any business, then their profit margins are shrinking on the other side of the business. And I think if you're on Uber and it's 10% of your business or 20% of your business, that's sustainable because you've got 80% of your business sustaining you. And that's now kind of a bonus turnover, keep stock going, and you have access to new market base. But unless you increase your prices by 35% or some kind of percentage, you now run at risk of potentially not being a profitable fast food outlet.
Yeah, very good. And I think what we're going to do, we've spoken about it with Steve, but we're going to actually do this whole experience again, but with us either ordering online through their system. I don't know if these guys have an online ordering system, or give them a call. We're going to go and pick up the food, and we're going to come back and see what their whole experience is like, so that we can give you a bit of an overview on what the whole experience was like for us. We're going to do that, and we'll also do a video on how with somebody using our commission-free online ordering system, and going to pick up all the delivering and give you a bit of an idea. But look, overall, I thought that from a customer's point of view, the Uber experience was great. I didn't mind it at all.
No, that was a good experience. That's one problem that they've solved. We would expect no better than that with perhaps the systems that they've created. I mean, they knocked out the whole taxi industry when they came along in their cars. Now they're coming along in their cars with the food. What industry have they knocked out? That's probably the question that we all need to ask as a community. Who are they knocking out? Is it just competitors, or is it also some of your favourite restaurants?
Yeah. So we went to a customer yesterday who has everybody. They have Menulog, they have Uber Eats, they have their own online ordering platform. They've got the whole everybody.
Everything. It's like a whole Starship enterprise going on in their front counter. But in business today, like anything, this is a marketing game. How do you reach your customers? And if your customers are on Uber, you've got to be on Uber. If your customers are on Menulog, you've got to be on Menulog. If your customers are walking through the door, you need to have your doors open. If your customers are calling you on the phone, you need to have your phone on. You need to hire staff to answer the phone. So wherever your customers are, you have to be. But what you can't do, and this is just something to consider, is do nothing and hope and expect your customers to remain in your business.
Very good point you made there, Steve, was don't expect Uber Eats can't be the majority of your business because it will kill you ultimately. You've got to have a good mix.
It will if you are not set up and understand that that's what's happening.
Yeah.
A business that can adapt and maneuver and be flexible, and we can talk more about those types of strategies. Absolutely, they could sustain it. But if you're a bricks and mortar business that's carrying high overheads and that trade is shrinking and everybody's getting it delivered instead of you're carrying a whole different business model and delivering through a different model, and that's not sustainable.
So I guess what we're saying to you is that wherever your customer is be there. The online ordering system in Australia is growing by about 20% on year. And your customers ultimately are wanting to order online. That's where they're going.
Yep.
They're going online.
Yep.
So you need to give them that opportunity to order online, whether it be through Uber Eats, Menulog, Deliveroo. We're talking Australia now, Foodora if you're overseas, and having your own online ordering platform. That's where you talk to us. Check us out, www.localforyou.com.au, and have a chat to us because we can help you with a commission-free online ordering system. Anything else you want to say, Steve?
No, that's it. Yep. Good.
All right, that's business, everybody. Have a great day. Cheers.